Today on Paranormal Insights, we're going to look at UFOs and YouTube. And is the truth really out there?
And we have a viewer question from Ashfin about what's in the way of him being successful.
And a special interview with Ruben Uriarte from the History Channel and the Mutual UFO Network director. I'm Joseph Ernest Martin.
And I'm Markus Thorndike.
And this is Paranormal Insights, where we bring you the latest and best from the metaphysical world.
Here you'll get real tools and insights to your questions as we bring you answers from beyond the ordinary.
Markus is a master hand analyst and life purpose consultant. He's the author of the upcoming book, Leap, the global campaign for life, love, and the achievement of happiness for all.
Joseph is an award-winning psychic of over 25 years and is the author of the international bestseller, The Quest to Row. He's the recipient of the Visionary Award of Excellence.
UFOs are always one of my favorite topics, especially because when I first moved to the San Francisco Bay Area, I was going to these meetings called OPUS, which is the Organization for Paranormal Understanding and Support. And at these OPUS meetings, I met so many people that had first-hand UFO encounters, including people who were like doctors and lawyers and people who really had kind of something to lose if they reported these events. And some of these people would share their UFO events with you, but they didn't want to share them publicly. And to me, that gave it a lot more credibility. So now with YouTube, you don't even need to really go to the meeting. There are so many videos on YouTube that you can actually do tremendous research, find great information there, where that kind of thing just wasn't available in the past.
No, these days with YouTube, anyone can post well, any video online, but you can be anonymous, you can be open and disclose who you are. You have a lot of freedom with that. I've looking at those videos. There's just so many different types of videos about UFOs, from just seeing those strange lights that are glowing in the sky to seeing craft that are moving. It's amazing how much evidence now is that you can research and read about and witness by watching these videos.
Videos of UFOs aren't the only way to find the truth on YouTube. Eyewitness testimony captured on video can be very compelling. We can see the news from the mainstream news covering UFOs, even if we're not in that specific news area. Eyewitnesses have historically been threatened or ridiculed into silence for exposing the truth, but no longer. Some of the best UFO information has come from deathbed confessions from high-ranking people who were there and the testimony of their children, all captured on video. On the Revealing the Truth channel, there's compelling eyewitness UFO testimony, and now government officials like Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter, and the Prime Minister for Defense for Canada, Paul Hellyer, as well as other current military leaders, police officers, scientists, and astronauts that have finally come forward to tell the truth. And YouTube has the videos to prove it. But if you want something more recent, all you have to do on YouTube is type in the search bar UFOs, the current year, the current month, and hit enter. The most current videos, both the good and the bad, will come up in your search list for you to determine, is the truth really out there on YouTube?
And also to just watch that some people actually want to produce a fake UFO video and will even disclose it. This is a fake UFO video. But those people on the web who are so committed to having every video be real, they won't believe them. They'll actually say, oh, no, it must be a real video. And they'll do all that research, and they'll say, look, see, it's really real. And the guy's saying it's fake.
Absolutely. Now, I actually, years ago, to practice using, computer, so I'm an artist, so I love doing art on the computer. I actually created some beautiful UFO scenes with UFOs that I designed and 3D modeled, and, I wanted to make these beautiful pictures. So I did, and then I posted the pictures, sharing them, telling people that these UFOs were artwork. They weren't real. But you know what happened? People copied my photo, posted them on their websites, claiming that it was their UFO event. And of course, the reason I actually liked that experience is it showed me...
You did a good job. Even if UFOs are real, there remain many fake UFO videos out there. Here are some of the top ways to spot a fake UFO video. First of all, the person uploading the video says it is fake. If they say it is, it probably is. Look for duplicate or repeating objects, or if the UFO moves strangely compared to the other objects seen in the video. Note if the camera operator ended the video before the UFO moves out of view. I mean, why would they do that when the UFO is still plainly visible, right? Note the location. For example, if the video shows the UFO hovering over some major metropolitan area, even though it appears that no one else but the camera operator is still looking at it. See if the person who posts the video filters their comments, keeping out any who might claim that their video is faked or that there is no such thing as UFOs. Look to see if the UFO shows different patterns of shadows and lights in comparison to the other objects located near it, and whether the people seen in the video might just be acting like this. "Oh my God, that's amazing! I can't believe I'm seeing this!" with perhaps just a little wee bit too much drama. There are many, many other suggestions out there on how to spot fakes, and these suggestions are easily found on the web as a whole, as well as on YouTube itself. Just search for how to spot a fake UFO video. So do your own research on how to spot the fakes, or you might easily be tricked.
And beware too,
Yes,
right?
well, you are quite the artist.
Oh my goodness.
But there are so many videos out there that I've seen that don't have that quality of fake CGI or like that. And I have a real hard time. I mean, I've looked at the granularity of them, and I don't see any fake pixelization going on. That looks like a real clean video shot. It looks darn real to me.
And one of the things I was mentioning just briefly, which is about Jaime Maussan, because he's a great guy. I've met him, I talked with him personally. He's fantastic. And he really is the Dan Rather of Mexico City. He's an incredible man. He gets thousands and thousands of UFO submissions, and then his team researches them. The criteria for whether he believes or will investigate a UFO story is, are there multiple sightings? Are there multiple planes of evidence? Photos, videos from different people? Are there eyewitnesses? Are there eyewitnesses that don't know each other, like from different regions? And if all those things exist, he'll research it. And then he'll broadcast the best of the best for the rest of us to see. If you're thinking of going on YouTube to find out if UFOs are real, expect to find a lot of sites willing to show you all the evidence that you can handle. Is all that evidence real? What is the truth? Will you be able to find it among the millions of videos available to watch? If you're convinced that all this UFO alien stuff is hooey, that you could watch YouTube videos all day, every day, and nothing you see there would convince you otherwise. Some people, on the other hand, may be so eager for evidence that they might trust everything that they see. Most people who are interested in the truth about UFOs will be willing to give the cornucopia of videos available on YouTube a good hard look. YouTube channels to pay special attention to are UFO TV Studios, Third Phase of Moon, Anonymous FO, Look Now TV, Secure Team 10, among many others. But what are you looking for? There are a lot of videos showing strange lights in the sky. Sure, if you've seen one, you may feel that you've seen them all. But Jaime Maussan has spent his life as a journalist in Mexico City and considered the Mexico's Dan Rather of news. He has many, many videos on YouTube, both in English and Spanish, that are well researched and documented.
Beautiful job. I've been to that website. It's one of the most beautiful website for UFO searching that you could possibly find. Beautifully researched, all documented, all cross-referenced. Beautiful site.
Yes, and that's important because of the huge amount of videos, both good and bad, both real and fake, because everyone's got a cell phone now, right? So someone sees a UFO, the first thing to come out is a cell phone, and they're filming that thing and posting it. So We are in the information age. UFO disclosure, I've said it before, I'll say it again. We're going to have a real UFO disclosure in this lifetime, and it's something that I look so forward to.
So do I. And we're off to the UFO conference to speak with Northern California MUFON director Ruben Uriarte.
I'm here with Ruben Uriarte, the Northern California MUFON director. Now, Ruben has been on TV a lot. He's been on UFO Hunters, the Learning Channel, the History Channel. He has been one of the most influential people in the UFO movement because this guy is one of the directors that keep everything together.
I always get amazed by what people are reporting, from simple lights in the sky to some very unusual objects. And I would say that the reason, probably one of the reasons why it's been increasing is, well, the fact that we have a network. Our network is growing. We have more investigators. We also have a fabulous website that was put together by Devlin, and we're getting the word out. We have two other chapters. We have in Sacramento, and we have a chapter in Petaluma. And so we're growing. And so we want to get the word out, and we are just part of an international organization. The phenomena doesn't occur not only here in the United States, but throughout the world.
Now, the MUFON actually stands for the Mutual UFO Network.
Yes.
And you guys are responsible for not only taking reports, but collecting data.
Exactly. And we're receiving on an average of 6,000 to 7,000 cases per year.
Okay, so I got to stop you for just a second. So, people who are watching this, and I travel and I talk to a lot of people, I mention things about UFOs in my talks, and people are always surprised that there are so many UFO cases because we just don't see them, we don't hear about them.
Well, yeah, partly because many of these cases are being reported through our own network. Some are of course, are given more focus. Other networks, other media will pick up on these particular cases, but we get a vast majority of those that are reported directly to our organization, and we get the word out to and coordinate that with our investigators. But the thing is that our database started roughly around the year 2000, and we're, I would say, up to 35,000 cases so far.
Okay, now that of course is a staggering amount of cases. How many of those would you say are actually unidentified flying objects, or are they unidentified aerial phenomenon, or?
Yeah, we had, I did some statistics, this was going back about 2 years ago, and roughly 30% of those cases were determined as unknown. In other words, the investigators went through the case, they did all the necessary research and interviews with the witnesses, and then they classified it as unknown. So, 30% of a very large number, that's significantly high. And we do get people that, of course, report hoaxes or, they're misidentified, but the fact that we have such a huge number that are being labeled as unidentified tells us that there is something really unique, really weird that's been going on for who knows how long there, Joseph.
Well, even if let's just say it's 30%. 30% of 35,000 cases is over 10,000 cases.
Yeah, that's still huge.
Yeah.
That's a large statistical number.
So when people are always saying, well, it was probably an airplane or probably this or that, what do you say to those people?
Well, it could be, but then again, after more information has been investigated, there's no explanation for it sometimes. Sometimes many of these cases have to be kept anonymously because the witnesses are afraid of losing their jobs or whatever stigma that they're afraid of receiving. So we do our job in trying to protect them in terms of confidentiality. But the fact is that these cases are just an example of what's going on in other parts of the world. Because you could find this strange object that also appeared in Rio de Janeiro or in South Africa or in Russia. Then again, it's the same pattern. So that's what we're trying to look at.
Well, I know you wrote this wonderful book, and people think of like UFOs in the sky or aliens in the sky, but you have aliens in the forest.
Yes, this is a book that both my co-author and I worked on, Mr. Noe Torres. We've written several books, but primarily this case happened back in 1964, a true story of a gentleman who went out and hunted for deer with a bow and arrow. He got lost from his friends and decided to climb up a tree to seek refuge for overnight. And there he saw a bright light, which turned out to be a ship, a spaceship, and it landed a smaller ship, and then these humanoids came out and along with a robot-like creature, and they were trying to capture him, and it's about his battle with them. And so it's really, really interesting. And so this is just an example. There's some similarities between his experience and many of the other experiences in other books that we've written.
Well, that's really fantastic. You know, here we are at this show. We have UFO Con coming up in a few months. It's going to be great. And I'm just curious, what would you say is maybe one of the most interesting cases that's come out in, well, at least exposed to MUFON in the recent months?
Oh, well, recent months, my God, that's a good one. That's a good question. I could tell you that some of the cases that have appeared real close to our backyard, where we've had disc-shaped objects hovering over freeways, has been amazing. Or groups of people where you have multiple witnesses that see an object. There might be other times, which I find most fascinating, is when people actually come close to the craft but also see the occupants.
Yes.
That is what I find most fascinating. What happens to them, what happens to the witness, as well as what happened to the occupants.
Well, and if you want to find out more about what happened, we're going to connect you up with Ruben and MUFON. How can they find you?
Oh, we have our website. It's www.northernCaliforniaMUFON.com.
Okay, fantastic. And I have to tell you, this guy, you'll see him on TV, you'll see him everywhere, and I've been around the UFO field for a few years anyway, quite some time. And Ruben is one of the most genuine, hardworking, nicest men you're ever going to want to meet, who's brilliant as not only the state director for MUFON, but in researching these cases and getting this information out to the public. Please take a moment to find MUFON, find MUFON in your area, and if you've seen a UFO, please report it. I really loved having the chance to talk with Ruben. He's not only the Northern California State Director for the Mutual UFO Network, which, by the way, MUFON has a TV show on now on cable, but he is one of the nicest, most sincere, real people you'd ever want to meet. He's gotten a lot of notoriety. He's been on AM Coast to Coast. He's written books. He's been included in many documentaries, and yet this man has a humble awe for what he's studying, which is the UFO phenomena.
Oh, and that's something I so appreciate about him is that he's willing to consider, oh, you know, you don't believe in it, so let's, you know, and he'll talk with you about it in a soft-spoken way rather than be so certain with that discussion. When I've seen him talk about this phenomena, he's just so sweet, gentle, and open-minded about everything.
And so knowledgeable. He's been doing this research for so long that he is really like a walking encyclopedia of information. And so if you have a chance to find Ruben on the internet, please do, and buy his books. They are fantastic. See him on the History Channel. He is wonderful. This is one genuine, honest, and incredible UFO researcher.
And now we have a viewer question from Ashfin about what's in the way of him being successful.
We're here live on set with Ashfin. And Ashfin, it's really great to have you here in person. This is my favorite way to do a reading.
Thanks for having us.
You've already mixed the cards.
Yes,
I've already mixed the cards. I've asked my guides to come in. I've asked your guides to come in.
Sure.
While I'm laying out the spread, would you go ahead and state out loud your question that you'd like me to focus on and do the reading on for you?
Basically, I want to ask you why I'm scared of success, or why I shun it, or every time it comes anywhere close, I just like shut it down. I want to remove this block.
That's a fantastic question. And removing the block is really the key. So really good insight for yourself. The first thing I want to tell you is in your past, you've had real troubles. You've had real problems. You had to solve real ruin. So it's not like you've been born with a silver spoon in your mouth and just been carried on a little silver platter in your lifetime. In this experience, in this lifetime, you've really had trouble, and you know what trouble is.
Yes.
And that's what you don't want. It's like, okay, I know what I've come from. I don't want to repeat that in any sense. So it creates some fear for you in then going towards success, because you know you really could fail, and you know how badly you really could if you did. Okay. Now, the good thing about you is you're very, very open. You have a hugely open spirit. You are open to the world. You're open to things in the world. That's going to be a great benefit for you. Honesty, integrity, and virtue in other people are important. The friends you choose need to have those qualities, because you cannot have people who don't tell you stuff or who keep things hidden from you. You're a guy who needs information, and you need to know. It's not like you need to be happy all the time, because at this phase in your life, you need to more like be get it done guy. You're a get it done.
Yeah.
So happiness is going to be there for you, but it's going to be more of a get it done kind of thing for you.
Yes.
Release the idea of the fear of failure and say, you know what? The universe is already saying no to me unless I do something and get the yes. The no already exists.
Okay.
All I have to do is go for the yes. If I do nothing, I still get what I would have got otherwise.
True.
Now, hard work, of course, is going to be part of this. You're not afraid of hard work. You're a friend of hard work.
Yeah.
That's really, really good for you. So I'm very glad about that. The universe is going to give you information, knowledge, and everything you need to pull together to make this really happen for you. Okay. So it's going to be really, really helpful for you and great. Okay. Focus for you is going to be very, very important, because you can get a little scattered, just saying.
Yes.
So that comes from, forgive me to sound like the crazy psychic guy, but that comes from you having actually had lifetimes where you were not human, you were on another planet in another part of the galaxy. Okay. According to what your guides are saying in my head, I know that sounds nutty. The good thing about you also is that you're charismatic, you're charming. Marrying that with your ability to be smart, information from the universe, you will be able to create links, create associations with people, and create what you need for success in this. I want to tell you, this has been a great question for you. I hope this has been helpful, and I really do see very good things in your future.
Okay, thank you.
We're here with Ashfin in studio. And Ashfin, I've already taken a look at your fingerprints. I've looked at your hand shape. I've looked at all the lines in your hands. Please state your question.
I have the same question. I just want to know what I can do to block my fear of success or my fear of failure, whatever that may be, and some steps to make a change in the right direction.
All right. Well, I can definitely help you address that question. So first of all, I want to identify that your core life purpose is called the successful innovator. It is about you doing things unique in the world, expressing your essence into the world. And one of the natures of being an innovator, innovators are doing something that other people haven't seen before. Like Henry Ford, who said, we should take the horses off the carriages. And everyone else around thought he was crazy. And now look at us, we're all driving cars, right? So you have that same kind of a mission in life. So that means you're going to get a lot of no's. No this, no that, no, no, no. And you have to get used to that. You have to develop a thick skin for that. Now, that's built on top of, though, a life lesson. And the life lesson we can find right here in the top of these two fingers, right here. When we combine that, we have these two fingers, we have shame and we have guilt. That's essentially what these mean. Put them together, we have Mr. Not Enough, feeling like you're not enough. Now, these are not like permanent conditions. These are perspectives that your ego has. That if you're letting your ego run you, that ego is going to say, I don't feel like I'm enough. I don't feel like I'm good enough. I will feel guilt over the smallest little detail that I've gotten wrong. And so your job is to watch that ego at work. Because if you can catch it, you can call it on. You can say, that's not real. That's you just trying to run me. And you want to start getting a handle on that and then start to laugh with it and start to relax that it's not actually real. And then you can actually have that success flow. Now, on top of that, one more piece, you are a brilliant, brilliant thinker. And so we're looking at this line here that curves up like that. Do you see how it does that? Yes. And goes all the way, curves up. That is what we call the HAL 9000 marker. It is a brilliant mind. It is a mind that is built to do things that are big, complicated, and important. Things that really matter in the world. But with this upturn here, that is a brutal logic that you will bring to the world. So if we couple that brutal logic with this guilt and this shame, and you just let that run you, can you see how it gets in the way and makes a block?
Yes.
So you have to be the master of that. You have to bring in your joy, your heart, your willingness to take 1,000 no's before the yes comes.
Yeah.
And you stand in that, then your success will come. Start with you're successful because you can get your message out. Just saying what you want is a success for you, because one of your other lessons, and it's built right here at this pinky, is it says you tend to be mute. You tend to say, I don't know how to speak up about what I want. So speak up about what you want and you'll start succeeding.
Okay.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
All right, very good.
I always love it when we're able to have the person we're reading for here live on set with us. To me, that makes it extra special because you get to see their reactions.
Oh, absolutely. And Ashfin has, his question was so important. I actually see that he's actually rather successful in life, was my intuition about it, but that it's his perspective, really his internal perspective, that needed to open up, to learn how actually he is already successful and to grow from that place.
And his energy is so good. You know, I read a lot of people always, you know, up and down the West Coast, everywhere, 44 shows a year I go do. And his energy especially was just so wonderful to connect to. He's so sincere, he's so smart, and he's one of the kind of people that I just generally just flat out admire in this lifetime.
Yes, I really think that with where he's headed, with what he's up to, his innovative quality that I saw, really remarkable things are going to come his way. So Ashfin, we wish you all the best.
We want to answer your questions and address your topics. If you have questions you want answered or topics you'd like us to look into, we're easy to find. You can find me at questtarot.com or email me at joseph@questtarot.com.
And you can find me at markusthorndike.us or email me at markus@markusthorndike.us. In the Sacramento area, you can watch this program on Comcast Channel 17. See more at accesssacramento.org. In the San Francisco Bay Area, you can watch this program on Comcast Channels 23, 28, 29, and 33. And throughout the state of California, you can watch this program on AT&T UVerse Channel 99.
Additional channel listings can be found at bptv.org and att-services.net. We're also on Roku and selected cable channels throughout the Midwest. You can follow us on Facebook, Vimeo, and YouTube. Simply search Joseph Ernest Martin, Markus Thorndike, or Paranormal Insights, and see our other series, The Magic Minute, exclusively on YouTube, where you'll learn easy-to-use, everyday magical techniques that make your life better. Because it only takes a moment to make magic. And after viewing, be sure to click like and subscribe. Please send us your questions and topics
So we can share our paranormal insights
and answers from beyond the ordinary.